Hey friends, happy Friday, July 9th. I hope that you might have some time for some rest and some recreation in these coming days. Today is a memorial of Saint Augustine Zhaorong, priest and companions. I don't know a lot about these Chinese martyrs, so I need to share just a little bit with you out of our little book. This is 120 different martyrs in China from 1648 to 1930. That's a long period of time. Most of them, 87 of them, were born in China, coming from a wide variety of different lives, and then some of them were foreign missionaries. This Saint Augustine Zhaorong was a Chinese soldier who accompanied Bishop John Gabriel Taurin du Fresne, who was a bishop coming from France. After the bishop was arrested and martyred, then this Chinese soldier sought baptism and ordination to serve Christians as a diocesan priest. And so that's who Augustine Zhaorong is. He then was martyred as well in 1815. So, you know, the Chinese martyrs, but especially just people who suffer and who are martyred for the sake of their faith and for the sake of their commitments. All right, I'll give you a reflection. There's a link on the side to read the readings for the day. Read those prayerfully, turn off the screen, spend a little bit of time in reflection today. The first reading from the book of Genesis, we have the story of Jacob, the patriarch, encountering a beloved child, Joseph, and saying that now he can die because his family has been reconciled. This is a great story. This is wonderful. But let's not overlook some of the grand sweep here, right? Next week, we're going to start the book of Exodus, which is going to be wonderful. It's going to be the story of God who liberates the people, and we're grateful for that. But let's not overlook the fact that we've got a family who, because of famine, is unable to support itself on the land. And so they go into Egypt. And it's great because they are received there, because one of their family members, one of the sons, has actually become a high-ranking official in the Egyptian court. But let's not overlook the fact that the reason that this son is there is because of betrayal and jealousy and hatred within the family. Like, the great thing about the scriptures is that we hear about the pain of human existence. And so we hear of fractured family relationships. We hear of relationships that take decades to come to some form of reconciliation. We hear of family units who are forced to flee the land because they cannot live there and to be received as foreigners in a foreign country, and who are then enslaved because they can't return home. It's also a painful story. So as we perhaps read Jacob, who rejoices that God has at least brought his story to its conclusion and has allowed him to be reconciled and brought back into one with his last child, let's be mindful as well of the pain of existence that perhaps we experience, that others experience. Perhaps we share with the Lord the challenges that we are experiencing in these days and our hopes for God to bring them into their fullness. Let me give you a little reflection on the gospel. Shrewd as serpents, simple as doves. We're kind of told two things here. One is to be shrewd, which is to maybe be wise in the ways of the world. But then the other is to not be afraid, to trust that the words will come to us at the moment that they need to come, right? The tension between planning and trusting in that moment. Also, words not of great hope, right? Like, people are going to hate you because of your commitment. Family members are going to fight with each other because of their commitment. Don't be afraid, but instead stand strong in the truth that you know and allow that to be sufficient. Perhaps we might reflect a little bit on the pains just of this Friday, the challenges in workplaces and families and community, the opportunities to experience patience and love and forgiveness, even perhaps as we are experiencing, hatred and judgment and ridicule or whatever else that might go on in the course of our daily lives. Not necessarily super hopeful, but also to hear those words of permission from Jesus. People will hate you for your stance. Live in love, live in forgiveness, live in mercy. Read the readings prayerfully. Turn off the screen, spend some time in reflection. Happy Friday. God's blessings to you this day, friend.